Here's one that is not like the ones that have come before it, that little series with titles at the top and titles at the bottom. It's number 5002, posted Tuesday, March the 10th, 2026. It's called My Mother Spent Years in Fertility Treatment Just So That I might inevitably arrive, and my father, but it was the 1960s. 5 whole years. It was an easy birth, as she recalls. The arrival of the twins, my brothers, and my sister, years later, nearly killed her. And these facts were oft repeated in the small house in which I spent most of my first 17 years. When I began to earn enough to live comfortably, a too short era which I intensely miss, I would, once a year or two, get my mother an airline ticket to visit me in San Francisco. It became a tradition that I sincerely miss. On what I believe was the first of those trips, as we were halfway to the last block of Mason on a trek to the top of Nob Hill, within the shadows of Grace Cathedral, she burst into tears out of the blue and confessed that it was her fault that I was gay. I laughed a bit at first and listened to her tell of reading about a study of how an above average number of kids who came into the world after receiving one of the treatments she had gone through had turned out to be gay. Through her tears, she kept saying, "It's my fault. It's my fault." All I could be was grateful for the treatment that had potentially given her a gay son. And I told her so repeatedly, said I was very happy and even proud of the person she'd brought into the world, and could not imagine being any other way. And it's true, while nothing I said that afternoon seemed to comfort my mother on the subject, I kept telling her that if my being gay had anything to do with any of the medical fertility treatments, that I owe her even more gratitude than ever. I kept saying various iterations of, if so, then thank you. That, after all was said and done, and the tears were dry, she remained sad, as if she'd created a monster, as if being gay were a mortal sin, a malady, that she'd not been swayed, at least on that one day so many years ago, saddened me. But it does remain true, just as true, that it does not matter at all to me why I fall for the type of humans that I do. I certainly would not want it any other way. And I often send out thoughts, as I do this very moment, of gratitude to whatever tinctures and procedures my parents endured that landed me here. I'm stifling a yawn, actually, is what I'm doing. Sorry.